In fact, as K.N. Rao has written, no astrologer can go beyond 60% accuracy level. We often forget that. We often forget that. When we go to an astrologer, we say, oh, he is so famous, but his predictions hardly. And we forget that. In reality, that is it because most of the commercial astrologers who are especially on social media, they are always promoting their best predictions. I will also promote my best prediction, but let me tell you, I was telling that to Yuvraj last night that I did a prashna for a lady in near San Francisco. So I could only predict 60% or 70% maybe. The rest 30-40% failed. You're getting it? So I was telling last 20 years what all happened. Some she was remembering, some she didn't remember, but it was based on prashna only. Okay. So at that time, how many minutes I spent on the prashna? 30 seconds. So you can fail because I'm very lazy in my hard work, you know. But if you really want to become an astrologer, most people want to become an astrologer, so they work hard. Okay. Anyway, when techniques don't work. So this is a non-exhaustive list. Yoga Bhanga. So if you see Gajkeshri Yoga, a beautiful Gajkeshri Yoga, we know Gajkeshri Yoga is there in so many charts, but it's not giving results. We see Mahabhagya Yoga. We see Saraswati Yoga, not giving results. Then, because we do not know the rules of calculation, of the cancellation of the yoga, the exception rules, we say, oh, astrology is not working. Then we will go and try to search the reason in nakshatra order or KP astrology or Gemini. Are you getting it? See, there is a very great astrologer. The way Shastra is to be taught is, when you're teaching a yoga, you have to give when it will not work. When you're like the great astrologer Hardy Foe, Nilima Parekh and Ravi would be knowing that. Mark also would be knowing. Hardy Foe is a great, great astrologer. He wrote a book with Robert Soboda on Light on Life. One of the first books that really, for beginners, it is best, and even for really old astrologers also, it's one of the best books. His guru is Mantriji. Mantriji died 3 years back. 3 years back. So, when Hardifo teaches, he will teach you this is the yoga, this is when it will work, this is when it will not work. Most of the gurus today don't teach like that. Because Mantriji was from a very different background of astrology. He got settled in Canada. Although he died, I think, say in Delhi, is what I'm told. I have not been lucky to meet him. I always wanted to interview him. One of my volunteers was going to go to Canada to interview, but she could not. So Yoga Bhanga, if you read Jatak Bharanam, many places you will get some clues of Yoga Bhanga. You're getting it? So this is something you got to keep in mind when techniques do not work. I'll give you a very simple technique. This is the technique. When there are one or two great malefics in the 8th house from any planet or house, this can reduce the power of the said planet or the house, or what you call Yoga Bhanga. Are you all understanding this? Any doubts? I will repeat this. I'll go in depth.
So please repeat that.
You want to find out, there's only one technique. I am saying there's only one technique. You want to find out, I have an exalted Jupiter, or let's assume I have an exalted Saturn. Why it is not giving that kind of result? you see the planet in the eighth from that sun or Saturn. The planet, if it is a malefic, functional malefic, or natural malefic, and especially two planets together. So they have more propensity to do Yoga Bhanga of this planet. Why everybody missed it?
So can I ask a question? So let's say we have a Gaja Kesari Yoga wherein Moon and Jupiter, they are in Kendra from each other. Let's say 1-4. All right. So any malefic, let's say like Saturn or Rahu, sitting in 8 from either Moon or Jupiter will create this Bhanga? Is that what you're saying? As an example, I'm trying to understand.
Correct.
It will create the Bhanga.
Is everybody understanding this? I'll give a very beautiful example. Let's assume I want to find out about a particular house in somebody's horoscope. Before that, I'll give what I was trying to say when Mr. Rajan asked a question. Say, Chandra in the 8th house gives Arista. Correct? There are many variations in that. Many variations. But a broad technique. What is Arista? What is Arista? What is the meaning of Arista?
So life may be less, or a person suffers disease, and native may be depressed, or वो जल्दी घबरा जाएगा for the situations and hardships of the life.
Arista will be Sankat.
The concept in which this Arista has been mentioned is longevity. That is what I'm talking about. Then there is Arista Bhanga also. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So Chandra is causing Arista to whom? In the reverse 8th from it.
Brother. Oh, sorry. Reverse native.
Are you getting it? Lagna is self, Lagna is the body. Here the Rishi is talking about Arista. So, and that to 8th house. So who does the energy go to? Who is it cutting? Lagna it is cutting, na?
Yes.
Because 8th house is longevity. 8th house is diseases. 8th house is chronic problems. So from any house, if there are dire malefics, still it will cause Arista-like situations, like chronic problems. This is the horoscope of Michael Jackson as given to me by his astrologer, the late Chakrapani Ullah. Catch any house. Let's assume 3rd house. 3rd house of actions, who is forming the Arista?
Saturn.
Shani will cause Yoga Bhanga. Are you getting it? Are you all understanding?
Yes, sir.
Mahatma Gandhi's horoscope, this is. From 3rd house, which are the planets in the 8?
Rahu and Moon.
Correct? So Rahu and Moon will cause him Arista. Are you all understanding?
Yes.
Forget the Dasha periods, etc. Those will come later. That means this man's action will create scandal. To whom? Rahu and Moon. Who is Rahu?
Foreigner.
Foreigners. Who is Rahu? Muslims. Correct? So he's always accused of dividing India. Today's news also, right now. Today's Times Now news. somebody from the fringe, this thing has spoken very badly about Mahatma Gandhi. Means इतना करने के बाद भी गाली मिलेगा. After doing so much for the country, still his actions will always create scandal. The Lord of third house has gone in the seventh house.
So you are saying any planet will cause Arista in the reverse 8 from itself. Any planet, be it functional, malefic, benefic, or whatever, or natural, benefic, or malefic, it will definitely cause Arista in the reverse 8 from itself, is it?
Correct.
Okay.
This planet in the 8th, say for example Saturn I am taking, I am judging the third house of actions. Correct? So Saturn will cause the Arista. Saturn as such is in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of scandals, especially sexual scandals. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Saturn is 12th lord of bed. So when you are sleeping on the bed, please do not touch anyone. This is what Michael Jackson should have been told. And people then created scandals for him. The children's scandal, sexual abuse, whatever you all know. Are you understanding the beauty of this Arista concept? Yoga Bhanga. It's a Yoga Bhanga concept.
So like this, there should be a reversal also. Like Yoga Bhanga, there should be Arista Bhanga also, isn't it?
Haven't the classics given it?
Yes.
Have everybody understood, or you require more examples? Michael Jackson's example, I feel. Shraddha, what is your question? Please tell me.
No, sir, it was just like earlier you'd said that moon in the 8th house. That's why I just wrote it down. And then it got clear. That's fine.
Arista Bhanga. If you read astrological magazines, thousands of articles have been published with various opinions. Various opinions. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So, Arista is something that is not easily understood when it comes to the longevity part. The longevity part. But that concept, when you use it as Yoga Bhanga, which is what I've explained to you all today,